I'd say? What's the worst case?
I think it just happened.
You think it's too slippery. Oh, now it's really bad. I told you that worst case is slippery. But it could be straight. I mean, I bent it a little bit. It could be fine.
You just need to put a lot more sports in there.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty fucking flexed out.
Okay, got my 2021 Talon in the garage because I'm getting a really bad rear end clunk. I'm thinking that with the lost grease I had in the dunes last year, I've probably got a bad CV. So I'm gonna do an oil change today, and I'm going to check both the inner CVs. Let's see, got 633 miles on it. So it's a little disappointing that I might need to rebuild a CV already, but while I'm in it, I'll do maintenance. I'll check the air filter, I'll get this crap out of the bed. Got a brand new inner CV from Honda for it. It was making some clunking noises, and I went ahead and replaced both inners because of our dunes trip and not having limit straps. And while I'm at it back there, I'm gonna put in the JSport Double Shear kit on the knuckles. So we'll see how this goes, and then to come, I'm gonna go ahead and change some valving in these rear shocks and add some limit straps on all four corners. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So overview, this is the CV I took off the Talon that I thought was bad. Kind of see some discoloration in the outer housing. And then I don't know if it shows really well, but this spring clip right here is no longer springy. I think it got overheated with the bearing. Of course, I can't get it out with one hand now. But it's no longer in the right shape. So I think that was this is a piece of spring steel. I think that was a symptom of it. And then we can get this thing out. If you look, it's actually bronzed. So this should be shiny metal like right here, but obviously that's a bronze color. I believe this bronze is due to overheating. So I don't have any signs of heat in my bearing cage, but I do have the bronzing on the joint itself. So I think this is part of, I think the diff got really hot when we lost that booty in the dunes this year. And when it got hot, I think it put a little extra heat in this thing and it warped some springs. And that's why I think that's why my booty was slipping off. This little lip isn't really big, so the booty will just slip right off that and leak all your grease out. So we went ahead and replaced it. All right, I got the double shear kit done. Got everything retorqued. So yeah, it's pretty nice. A good idea, I guess. Should give a little more stability back here. And then I got both these axles, both the inner CVs and the booties are brand new. So we'll see how they hold up. I packed them with a different grease this time. I used the Honda grease, but I also used this 101 Moly. It's supposed to be good up to 600 degrees. So one of the bearing cages out of my old CV was actually a little bit golden from heat. So I'm hoping that a little bit higher temperature grease, and then we get these limit straps put in here, and that should secure it up. But overall, this double shear kit was super easy to do. It just literally just bolts right on the brake caliper brackets, if you can see it there. And then retorque it. So, yep, we'll see how it does. Next up, limit straps and new roll cage. So I got some PRP limit straps. They are, 24-inch fronts and 30-inch rears, I think, which should be 2 inches short of the full factory stroke. According to PRP, they'll stretch. I guess we'll see. But I went ahead and ordered myself some longer bolts as well. These are, these 90 mil bolts, and I got washers and lock nuts to go with them. And I picked up some aluminum tube to make some spacers. So the plan will be to take this strap. I don't know if I'm gonna go on the outside of the shock or the inside, probably the outside back here, and just mount it on that bolt and mount it on that bolt, and that'll be the strap. So front and rear, I'll set up some GoPro and we'll see how it goes.
Your mental, emotional, and physical health. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed senses your movements, automatically adjusts to help keep you both effortlessly comfortable.
All right, overall not terrible. I got my limit straps installed, so I put them on the back of the shock here in the back. You can see my little spacers down there. I got everything torque marked. And then on the front, I put them on the front of the shock. Kind of see that. So pretty good spacing on those, I think. Just barely holding off the springs. Those are about an inch and about an inch and 5/16 spacers, those were. The bolts were 90 mil and they were just barely long enough. That one's actually a little short. This is how they all should have looked. So just barely long enough to engage the lock nuts. I might blow the lock nuts off and add some red Loctite after I test it. But I'm restricting my travel about an inch right now on the front and about an inch on the back. So I'm gonna let them stretch a little bit and we'll check everything out. But like I said, I went about 2 inches shorter front and rear than factory. So I guess we'll see how they stretch. But yeah, easy install. I only have, I think I got like $240 and everything with the bolts and the nuts and the washers. And I didn't even need the nuts and the washers. I just reused the factory nuts. But PRP sells these straps in 1 inch increments from like 6 all the way to 48 inches. So easy to get. And hopefully they work out well. Hopefully it saves my rear CVs and gets rid of my front end clunk, because putting $300 in CVs in this thing every 600 miles kind of sucks. So yeah, turned out clean, worked good.